Chidori, Naikiri, doesn't matter what it is. All that matters is we have Kakashi, and whoo, he is looking good. So let's just jump straight in and take a look. Hey, how's it going everyone? It feels like just yesterday that I was playing with the prototype of this during the Naruto livestream earlier this year. It's crazy that we're already here at release day. I know everyone has been super hyped for Hatake Kakashi, the famed Sharingan hero. Now this is the first brand new Kakashi release for the renewed line, and the actual second release for Kakashi in the totality of the line's existence. Now, this one is a great figure. I do have a review if you want to check it out, though obviously the new one here is a huge improvement. But we'll have a little bit look at the two later in this video. Now, on the box here, it does follow the same design patterns as the new releases, and it's a beautiful, very very Japanese style look, with their calligraphy painting over top of the figures, and they look beautiful. So I'm glad they're keeping up with this design. Now on the back we do have a nice section of images showcasing what it does come with, which includes his nice little wee book he's always reading there, his goofy face for when he is doing his 1,000 years of pain, and then the other effects to pull off his headband as well to reveal his Sharingan. So definitely a lot of playability in this figure so far. And for those that are new, Tamashii quality seal sticker, one way to spot a fake from a bootleg, and that is one of the surefire ways to check out in a quick glance. But always do be careful when buying from sites you are not familiar with, and always confirm if things are legit or not if unsure. But yeah, let's just jump in and see what he does come with. Okay, so as we can see, he comes with a lot of hands. So we've got what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different pairs of hands. Well, actually, sorry, 5 pairs, and then we've got his 1,000 years of pain combined hands here for that attack. And then we also have, I think, one for pulling down his mask. So lots of variety there, from the jutsu seal ones to the martial arts gripping, and his hands spread like he's putting on his gloves, which is really cool. Now for faces itself, we've got the actually 2 heads here, one for the mask up I believe, and I guess the other one is for mask down, because I'm guessing the faceplates differ slightly in design. Now looking at these ones, these two look very similar, so I need to have a close look, but I think it could be a different Sharingan design printed on there. And then we've got his one eye closed, the smirk one, which is nice, and then that wide-eyed kind of goofy attack face, which is really cool. And then we have his Icha Paradise book, which is really cool. And on the back, just plain white. It would have been cool if they had some pages printed there, but alas. Anyway, let's pop them out of the packaging and take a close look at their overall finish. Okay, so Kakashi is spinning around here, and overall so far the finish is looking really nice. The separation from white to blue, green and red and so forth is looking really nice and clean. The overall finish on the plastic is a little bit shiny, kind of similar to the other figure, so no real matte or overall paint finishing. It is just what comes in the mold, besides the white and the red parts it seems. The silver is looking really nice as well. It does have a nice metallic sheen to it. The printing on, sorry, the painting I should say of the toes is nice and clean. Some of the older figures were a little bit rough there. I feel like the hands in terms of our scaling to his body is looking basically spot on, which is great. The extra details and I guess all the line separation on his jacket is great. The single silver zip line there is super crisp, and same with the I guess the metallic pins I guess on this jacket is really nice as well. I think his bacon, yeah, that moves as well, so that's really nice. You can sort of up and down depending on what you're doing. And yeah, so overall the finish is looking really nice and pretty basic, and nothing really major in terms of the I guess the weathering or painting or anything like that, but what we do have is super clean and crisp. So starting from the head down as usual, now he does have that collar from his ninja vest here, which will get in the way a little bit, but it does kind of swivel a little bit, but it is actually kind of hard plastic instead of being soft rubber, so it does hinder the motion a little bit, but you can still get the head twisting all up and down and around from both his neck and his head peg. And you can bend forward pretty nicely as well, though going back it is definitely a lot more limited. Now this figure, unlike the other ones, he doesn't have the split here on the neck peg. A little bit disappointing there, because that definitely upped the articulation range on the other figures. However, everything else is feeling really nice in the head motion, so despite the limitations with his design, they've pulled off a great range of motion there. Now coming down to the shoulders, these ones here move really nice. Again, the usual butterfly joints, comes forward pretty far. Let's swivel that around, there we go. So maybe a little bit more of a curve and a chest curve, giving it a bit further range of motion, a little bit more restricted compared to that of Naruto. But actually going back, you can actually bend those pegs back further, and it gives you a really nice, super clean, crisp look. That is really nice, especially if you kind of combine it with those elbows there, which have the usual range. Again, the pegs on the hand actually kind of long, I guess. Sticks out a little bit further than other figures, but it blends in well with the glove design, and because that we do have a decent range of articulation on those peg joints. So moving down to that waist now, again this one here is a little bit more limited due to the vest design. It will hinder going forward a little bit, so he doesn't have too much range there. Going back it's not too bad, but a little bit, I guess, more of a curve in this jacket that could have allowed for some better range, but tilting back isn't one of the more important ones. More going forward, but that one there is definitely pretty hard to get around due to the actual character design. Now for the left and right, we do have some left and right swivel going on both top and bottom there, which is nice. A little bit more could have, I guess, helped with the articulation for the upper region. Now moving down to the hip area here, again really nice, keep the splits going right out. We have the upper thigh swivel. The knee joint is really nice. That actually comes straight out of his upper thigh to extend up and around to give more motion, while hiding itself when you straighten the leg. So that is really nice, super clean, crisp design there. Now coming down to his lower leg, he will actually pivot in his mid shin area. So that is one way to give him a little bit, I guess, more of a natural pose. You can twist that shin around a little bit and combine that with the joint on his upper ankle, which you can see moving there, and then his lower ankle as well, which is more for the up and down. And yeah, no left and right there, just up and down on that main foot joint. Got a little bit of left and right pivot, but nothing major there. It's mostly on that upper ankle joint where he'll get that motion. His toe joint is pretty much similar to the other figures. Just goes up and down. So yeah, overall, lots of possibilities for getting those natural posing by adjusting each one of these joints slightly to kind of get into that right angle, or you can have them with a completely broken ankle look. So yeah, lots of options. Okay, let's take a close look at those faces. This is the neutral, kind of tired look that Kakashi has. The printing on the eyes is really crisp and clean, especially considering the face and the printing there is a small area compared to other figures. So to change the faceplate, I think it may be easier to pop the head off, and then we can pull the faceplate off like so. Okay, next up is that smiling one with the one-eyed shun. That's really nice. Again, crisp, clean printing. I think this one is actually really nice. Probably work really well with his hands around the Team 7 members. Okay, I think this is probably my favourite face. That goofy look with that white pupil matches the other figures really well. And we'll definitely have to put on those Sennin Goroshi, the 1000 Year of Pain hands a little bit later to combine them together. Okay, so moving on to the headband up faces. Now each one of these have the different Sharingan, the normal Sharingan, the Mangekyo Sharingan, and I think the other version one as well, which I can't remember the name, so do drop a comment below. But the printing is super fine. It's actually quite hard to tell the difference just with your naked eye, but these faces are looking super clean and crisp. I love how the hair is swishing off to the left hand side as well. So on to the next one. I think this is the same Sharingan as the previous one, the base one, just with the right eye closed. But yeah, looking super clean and crisp. I love it, especially that Konoha symbol on his headband as well. So onto the final face. I believe this one is the Mangekyo Sharingan. Again, it's a bit hard for myself to tell, so yeah, drop a comment below if you can recognize it. But yeah, the right eye is shut again, very similar to the last face. The only difference is that eye printing. Okay, so we've got Kakashi and Kakashi here. The standing out one is the original release. Now, I said earlier that it's still a nice looking figure. Wow, seeing them next to each other, it really opens up your eyes. He is still really nice, but man, he looks dated. I mean, he is an older figure, but I think that just shows how nice the brand new version really is. It definitely looks like something straight out of the anime, and I really wonder, maybe another 5-10 years if they do another version, will we be saying that this current version looks horrible? I'm really interested to see how this line does progress, because the new one here, with that face, those hands, he's looking so good. But speaking of hands, so there is one or two things I do want to try out on the new one from the old one. One is to switch around the hand and put on this one with the, might be a little bit hard to see. So the original Kakashi came with the S.H Tactics book, whereas the new one comes with the Paradise. So different book. And the original one also came with this cool effect. So I want to see if this one will fit on, so you can maybe interchange some parts if you still have the original. So let's check that out now. Oh man, check out the effect on Kakashi. It fits on wonderfully, it looks good, and those hands actually still match up pretty well, unless you're looking super close. Now I also have the brand new Team 7 here for a bit of a size comparison, and just to check out how badass all these figures look together. We've got Sasuke there with his Chidori, Sakura there pumping those fists ready to beat someone down, Naruto there about to pop out that Kagebunshin, and then as we circle around a bit more, we do see Kakashi there showing off his Raikiri. Now just in case you skipped into this video halfway through, this effect comes with the original Kakashi release, but it does fit on the brand new one, so just make sure that is absolutely clear. It does not come with this figure, but it pairs beautifully and it looks badass. So yeah, let's check out a couple more hands on Kakashi there, or at least the book one there, and then there'll be a whole bunch of photos of in this video on Instagram and on rockchala.com, so you can check out all the other accessories it does come with there, with different matchings for the hands. So yeah, let's move out the Team 7 and check out the S.H Paradise hand. Okay, check out Kakashi there with his S.H Paradise. That's looking really nice. Holds on really well, and the book is a good size. As the one on the original Kakashi is a little bit small. I'll pop that on in a moment. But with his other hands there, the faces, you can definitely get a lot of emotion out of this figure. And Kakashi does not know which book to read, but yeah, as you can see, the one from the original figure does fit on. The hand is a little bit smaller, but unless you're looking closely, you won't really notice the difference. And it's pretty cool how you can mix and match with a left and a right hand for holding the book. One more thing just to showcase again, we did see this during the stream where I tested previously. The Sasuke effect does fit onto Kakashi here, so if you do have models of Sasuke, you can always use his effect with Kakashi if you so want, but personally I prefer the effect from the original Kakashi myself. Okay, so that brings us to the pros and cons for this figure. The pros, he is badass. Lots of effects, lots of hands. He's got his book, he's got his Senin Goroshi hands, which is cool. Can't wait to pose him up with Naruto later. And nice selection of faces as well. Articulation is good, the finish is nice. Yeah, he's a retail figure, easy to get. He's compatible with his original release effects. So that means this badass effect here when he's charging up his Raikiri and Chidori. So the fact that you can interchange is great if you do have the old one, still gives him some value in your collection. Now into the cons, there isn't really many. This is a solid release, but I guess since everyone is complaining, everyone is bitching that there is no Raikiri Chidori effect, I guess they really could have just done a updated version of this one, considering everything he does come with already. and the unit design, I'm guessing they were already pushing the limits of what they can supply in the figure. Now, he is one of the characters which I'm sure everyone would love to buy multiples of. There's different versions. I mean, there's Ambu Kakashi, there's Kid Kakashi, there's the other Ninja War version. There's quite a few more versions of Kakashi that we could get, which will come with those effects, I'm sure. I mean, Kunai, Sharingan, you know, all these cool effects could come with our next version, or even a re-release of this one here. Less faces, less hands, just stacked full of effect parts. I would definitely buy that myself. So yeah, the other con is the upper torso articulation, a little bit more limited, but again that comes down to his jacket design, so I'm not going to really hold it against this figure. Overall, must have for any Naruto fan. Let me know in the comments below what you think about this release. And yeah, if you want to check out more information, details for any of the other releases so far, jump on rockchala.com, you can find out everything there. And there'll be more photos on Instagram as well. So that is it for the Naruto line until we get Kid, Naruto and Sasuke. Definitely looking forward to those two and what comes after. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. Until next time, cheers!